Okay, Shalom. I'm gonna say Kalayim Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Harakakodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, who do rule and teach well. Today I'm gonna be talking about Shekinah, which is Shekayana, and I'm just pretty much gonna be breaking this down, breaking down how, it all ties into the Kabbalah and the Kabbalah interpretation of this word and how silly it all is, and bring out some scriptures and prove why it's silly. So, Shekayana, Shekayana is an English transliteration of a Hebrew word meaning dwelling or settling. It denotes the presence of God, as it were, in a place. This concept is found in Judaism. The Hebrew Bible mentions several places where the presence of God was felt and experienced as a Shekinah, including the burning bush and the cloud that rested on Mount Sinai. Let's keep reading on. Shekinah was often pictured as a cloud or as a pillar of fire. It was referred to as the glory of God. Shekinah was also understood to be present in the tabernacle in the temple in Jerusalem and to be seated at the right hand of God. The word Shekinah is not found in the Bible, so it's not there. It appears in the Mishnah, Talmud, and Midrash. So it's stuff that was added on later on, right? Now look at the Kabbalah. Now they say the Kabbalah is something that's mostly practiced in non-Orthodox Jewish circles, like Hasidic Jews and things like that. It's not really something that's practiced by the Orthodox Jews, right? But something that Amalekites still believe in. And they say that Kabbalah came out off of like writings and mysticism from like the 12th and 13th century or something. I just looked up an article of it real quick, and it really goes back to like the 16th century. In Turkey, which really, they say, well, all that stuff, the Kabbalah, the Jewish mysticism, they say it goes back to the man who they originally said was the Messiah, which was Sabbatai Zevi, so look him up, Sabbatai, or Sabbatai, and his last name was Zevi, or like Levi, Sabbatai Levi, or Sabbatai Zevi, and basically, this guy was the person they pushed out to be the Messiah, and he was known for doing witchcraft and things like that. And it's a whole big story, and it goes back into like the wife-swapping Jews of Turkey, and even that guy Sabbatai Zevi, they say that's where you get the idea of a crypto Jew, because Sabbatai Zevi was basically forced to convert to Islam, and he did, but in secret he still practiced Jewish mysticism. And that's where you get the same thing today, where apparently now they all think that it's okay to convert to these other religions and continue practicing Judaism in secret, which they still do. And you do have crypto Jews across these different countries as leaders and things like that. Like, it's even in Iran. You could look up a video, Iran, Israel, and Russia. If you look that up on BitChute, you should find like an hour-long video of this guy kind of breaking it all down, and you'll learn what it's all about. So this is a word that doesn't appear in the Bible. I believe dwelling or settling would be like a bayaf or something, but I don't know what is off the top of my head. But I see here it doesn't appear in the Bible. So it's something that they came up with later on. So the Sabbath bride, Kabbalah. The theme of the Shekinah as the Sabbath bride recurs in the writings and songs of 16th century Kabbalist as the Gloria, the Sarah Bishvakin song, written in Aramaic by Loria. Oh boy. His name appears as an acrostic of each line, which shares our writing, but Aramaic is a different dialect to Hebrew. It's a different pronunciation. It's not the same thing. Right? His name appears as acrostic across each line and sung at the evening meal of Shabbat. As an example of this, the song appears, and particularly in many Sidurs, in the section following Friday night prayers and in some Shabbat song books. Now, the scripture says, pretty much, on the seventh day, it's a Sabbath day, and we were able to use that, back then it was with the moon, the sun, the moon, and the seventh day, right? And the Lord rested from his work. It's the moon. The moon dictates it. And if you pay attention to, like astronomy and stuff like that, that the moon cycles are different every month, and that the new moon, is different every month. That the book of Sirach tells us that the moon is for signs and seasons, for days and things like that. So you kind of put 2 and 2 together. You see that we're supposed to follow the moon, and that, the moon basically dictates to us the Sabbath, and it's a perfect order. And the Sabbath isn't always going to be Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Before it was Saturday sundown to Sunday sundown, and the new moon is Sunday sundown to Monday sundown, which it ended about 3 hours ago. And that means for next week, the new Shabbat will be Sunday sundown to Monday sundown, right? And in that time period, you don't do any survival work therein. You don't do any of your own thing. If you have your woman, you put away your woman. You say, she said, oh, come over. It's like, no, I'll talk to you Monday night. Oh, I'm busy right now. We'll talk Monday night, all right? You play it off. A paragraph in the Zohar starts, that goes back to the Talmud as well. One must compare a comfortable seat with several cushions. I'm not going to read this nonsense because it's silly. It's basically saying invite the Shekinah, because they believe the Shekinah is like a female. See it as a female aspect of God. A paragraph from the Zohar starts, one must prepare a comfortable seat with several cushions and embroidered covers from all that is found in the house, like one who prepares a canopy for a bride. For the Shabbat is a queen and a bride. Madness. This is why the masters of the Mishnah used to go on the eve of Shabbat to receive her on the road, and used to say, come, O bride, and one must sing and rejoice at the table. In her honor, one must receive the lady with many lighted candles, many enjoyments, beautiful clothes, and a house embellished with many fine appointments. This is not in the scriptures at all. This is something that they made up. The addition of the Shekinah as the Shabbat bride, the Shabbat Kala, continues to this day. Madness. Let's get a precept. This is the book of 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushai Mashiach, and the head of every woman is the man, and the head of Yahushua Mashiach is the Most High God, which we know his name to be Yahweh, right? So the head of the woman is the man. So why would we be worshiping a woman or any sort of female? It's like a female aspect or any female anything. When women are clearly outlined in the scriptures to be below men in the pecking order of things. And I mean, that's just the natural order of things. That's just the way it is. I mean, hell, even animals, these animals even do the same thing. It's just like that, man. It's the man that, on the show. The man, they're the protectors. The woman's supposed to make the babies, watch over the house. We're not supposed to, worship no woman or no feminine aspect, and we know the scriptures, man, we're not supposed to have any other different gods. We're supposed to worship the Most High Yahweh only, We're also supposed to kiss the son lest the father be angry and things like that. We're supposed to worship Yahushai as well, worship Yahweh and Yahushai. We're not supposed to be worshiping no woman. We were never told to do that. That was never written in John the Revelator. In Revelations, you won't find it. It doesn't exist. You know why John the Revelator talked about Yahushai's feet? Because he bowed. He gave him reverence. Because that's what you're supposed to do. And it happened many times in the scriptures where people kneeled and bowed before Yahushai and worshipped him. Because he's, the first begotten, first spirit created. He's, saying he's special is a bit of an understatement. But I don't know. I don't really know how many different ways I can explain this, because I mean, at the end of the day, you guys out there are just gonna, you're gonna just naysay and gainsay and say, oh well, according to the mass spectrometry theory, there can't be no, and like, yeah, I don't want to hear it, you know. All right, so we can read on. So, we're just gonna keep reading on here. Kabbalah associates the Shekinah with the female, according to Gershom Shloim. The introduction of the ideal was one of the most important and lasting innovations of Kabbalism. No other element of Kabbalism won such a degree of popular approval. The feminine Jewish divine presence, the Shekinah, distinguishes Kabbalistic literature from earlier Jewish literature. These guys are out of their mind, man. You know, I'm not reading the rest of this stuff. The 10th Sephira, I'm not reading this stuff here, the life of Moses, because we know that stuff is all baloney, man. You know, 10th Sephira. In Kabbalah, the Shekinah is identified with the 10th Sephira, Malkuth, and the source of life for all humans on earth below the Sephirotic realm. I don't want to know what that stuff is, man. I don't care. Shekinah is seen as the divine presence of God descended in this world, dwelling with the people of Israel and sharing in their struggles. Moses is the only human considered to have risen beyond Shekinah in the Sephirotic realm, reaching the levels of Tiferet, or the bridegroom of the Shekinah. Madness. Female divine presence of God. Madness. Alright, so, you know, we're just gonna get some things. Let's see here if we can find this. Let me see here. It is with men. Let's see here. Other men labors is with men. Men of our tongues. Lusting one towards another, that's not it. Yeah. I guess you could bring that out, right? Revelation 21:3. And he heard the great voice of the heaven, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them. And he shall be his people. The Most High himself shall be with them and be their power, right? He deals to men. It's all about the men, right? It's just talking about the kingdom. It's one that I'm thinking about, man. That with men. Men with another man without ceasing. Give me a second, man. Damn. Okay, so I looked this up. Let's see. And I had it before, and I read over it by accident because I was like, no, it's not there. But Jeremiah, bear with me here. Okay. We're gonna look this one up again. Pasture. And yeah, that's Ezekiel 34:31. Yeah, I'll just get to the point for you. Ezekiel 34:31. And ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture, amen. I am your power, I'm your God, saith the Lord God. Right? And the Lord deals with men. Alright? Not with us worshiping woman. Oh, Khan. Numbers 17:6. And Moses speaking to the children of Israel, one of the princes gave him a rod of peace for each prince, one according to the father's house, even 12 rods, and the rod of Aaron was a run, was among their rods, right? So, let's see here. Yeah, basically telling them if they come near the tabernacle that they're gonna die. Yeah. Which that spiritual power when you read here the 8th verse, the king that passed on the metal. Most went to tabernacle witness, and behold, the rod of Aaron for the house of Levi was budded and brought forth buds and bloomed blossoms, yielded almonds. Yeah, so that's the spirit, man. It's that power. Yeah, we can leave that one for now, but Lord, it's not a man. It's not a man. It's not a man that he should lie. Oh, well, I know this one. The Lord is a man. It's a man of war. We'll bring this one. Exodus 15:3. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. The word Lord. So, Shum. So I don't really understand you guys. Say you bring this out to anyone that says, "Oh, his name is." What do those weird guys say? Or whatever it says. And like I don't even know what they say. I don't even know. He's saying some fucking Babylonian weird shit. That guy. I don't know what camp he used to be in there with. Was it GMS Page Master is his name? We used to be in the same camp with him a long time ago. They made some 12 Tribes video. Yeah, but I can't remember this dude's name. But you know the guy, this bug out, and he changed the name to some weird name, and some. And I'll say, hey man, it's that season. It's the Ben Sifted season, man. So that guy's been bugging out, falling into some really weird shit. Not a man. That he should lie. Alright. Come on. Oh, man. I don't know how this one goes. Give me a second. These are precepts, so these are precepts I haven't gone into in a minute. Right? So, Numbers 33:19. The Most High God is not a man that he should lie, nor the Son of Man that he should repent. Have he said, and shall he not do it? Have he spoken, and shall he not make it good? The Most High has repented in times, in terms of turning away his wrath. Those times, I think, with King David, I think he's sending the angels about to totally destroy us entirely. And the Most High said, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. And I remember reading about that, I think in Samuel's, of course, the Lord repented that he made man. He was like, oh boy, I made these guys, and oh boy, look at them. But that was all stuff that, he already planned out from the beginning, because he's, omnipresent, it's omniscient, it's like omnipresent stuff. And he's all knowing, so he knows everything. He knows present, past, and future. He exists beyond, the entropy of time. He exists beyond the entropy of time, which you say, basically time goes in a constant straight line, So, Lord Yahweh would have to exist beyond the boundaries of time to be able to know everything, like literally everything that happened, and then know and have a plan for everything that's going to happen. But after that, he's beyond that. Like, he's beyond everything. You know, there's no beating that. You know, there's no beating that. Hell, I studied science in the fucking university. I went to that schools. I've been up and down. I've been among fucking, award-winning professors and shit. But like this, the knowledge the Lord has, there's no comparison. You know, there's no comparison. It's wild. I can't even comprehend, the knowledge, the full knowledge of it. Of what He knows. It's impossible. To do what He does, to know what He knows. The Lord says, my thoughts, my thoughts are not your thoughts, and your ways are not my ways. That's what the Lord says, man. It's in the scriptures, right? New King James Version, no. We'll just get NLT version. God's not a man, so He does not lie. He's not human, so He does not change His mind. Well, He is a man. We know He's a man of war, but He's not a man as in like a mortal man. Has He ever spoken and failed to act, or has He ever promised and not carried it through? So He's not human, right? But He is still a man. He is a male, masculine. Alright. Okay, this is the... Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not going into the rest of this nonsense, the level of Tiferet. The fuck is this shit? See, this is all, Jewish spiritualism. I don't even... This is fucking witchcraft, dude. This is just straight up witchcraft. Alright, all this stuff. I don't even want to read and expose myself to that. I don't need to know. Now, you're not off for like saying, I know some brothers went into like what was it? They spoke about the Egyptian Dream Manual or something like that, and they went into certain things, or the was it Kebra Neeper or some whatever Egyptian book, and exposing how dumb that shit is. So it's not to be over righteous or anything, but I'm not getting into that nonsense. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary to get into every little detail of what these guys do. But that's it for now for this. Maybe in time I'll come see what classical Judaism has to say about this. I'll go into this. Merit. Oh my gosh, just reading this stuff, it just sounds I'm gonna leave this for another video. Look at the classical Judaism thing, because in time I'm gonna get into all this stuff. I'm gonna talk about the differences between the different schools of Judaism that they got, because some of them believe in some wild, just like off the wall, just like out of pocket stuff. We know that the Talmud is way out of pocket. There's a reason why European monarchs where they were, like was it Tsar Nicholas I and guys like that, they had to force them to make censorships. They have censorships of the Talmud that happen all throughout Europe, and this is thousands of years. Well, not thousands of years, Slovakia, not thousands of years. That was silly me. Centuries after, we lost and got kicked out that land, and we lost a lot of territories and a lot of power, and the Holy Roman Empire, the fall of Constantinople and things like that. The Europeans, monarchs, those Edomite monarchs that took over our lands. Yeah, man, they forced them to have to censor that book because they were still following Christianity and stuff, because we forced them to do that stuff. But they forced them Amalekites to make censorships because they got some wild stuff. They say that Yahushai is burning in hell, right? So Assuming they mean in another dimension, which we know that that's off, right? We know that. The fourth chapter explains that you have the chamber of souls, and you just die and you get reincarnated, right? Third or fourth generation, right? So every 75 to 100 years, you come back on Earth again, over and over and over again. However, in this time, because this is the end, according to Second Editors, the 14th, 14th chapter. It says Second Editors, the 4th chapter is where you find the Chamber of Souls, but the 14th chapter talks about the 12 parts. Right now, we're coming at circa the end of the 12th part, and that is the end of this age and the beginning of the age of the kingdom. So we're approaching the end when it's last, or at the end of this 12th part, at the end of this, as you see, the end of this, 12,000 year, if I'm going to be technical, we be past that. So, we're here at the end, ending point. We're just waiting for that ending point to come on down, and, then we'll be, we'll have to reincarnate because there will be no more sin. And if there's no more sin, then there will be no reason for us to die. Because that's the reason we die. It's because we sin. If there's no sin, then no death. Well, and you all you brothers were edified. Videos coming soon, Lord willing, on some more topics. Maybe talk about some different things. Maybe get some news. I don't know. Shalom.